she goes on and on. Then she quotes from Schiller, who, by the way, his play, William Tell, was banned by Hitler. First, Hitler thought he could use Schiller because he talked about the Vaterland. Schiller meant something else, and that William Tell, people would get the idea that perhaps they should, carry the sword and get rid of the dictator himself. But from Schiller's law-giving, from his famous, he was, by the way, also an historian, taught history at Jena University, from his law-giving of Lycurgus and so on. They quote Schiller saying, "Viewed in relation to its purposes, the law code of Lycurgus is a masterpiece of political science and knowledge of human nature. He desired a powerful, unassailable start, firmly established on its own principles. Political effectiveness and permanence were the goal toward which he strove, and he attained this goal in full extent possible under the circumstances. But if one compares the purpose Lycurgus had in view of the purposes of mankind, then a deep abhorrence takes the place of the approbation which we felt at first glance. Anything may be sacrificed to the good of the state, except for which the state serves as a means. The state is never an end in itself. It is important only as a condition under which the purpose of mankind can be attained. And this purpose is none other than the development of all man's powers, his progress and improvement. If a state prevents the development of the capacities which reside in man, if it interferes with the progress of the human spirit, then it is reprehensible and injurious, no matter how excellently devised, how perfect in its own way. Its very permanence, in that case, amounts more to a reproach than to a basis for fame. It becomes a prolonged evil, and the longer it endures, the more harmful it is. At the price of all moral feeling, a political system was set up, and the resources of the state were mobilized to that end. In Sparta, there was no conjugal love, no mother love, no filial devotion, no friendship. All men were citizens only, and all virtue was civic virtue. A law of the state made it the duty of Spartans to be inhumane to their wives. In these unhappy victims of war, humanity itself was insulted and mistreated. In the Spartan code of law, the dangerous principle was promulgated that men are to be looked upon as means, not as ends, and the foundation of natural law and morality were destroyed by that law. What an admirable sight it afforded, by contrast, by the rough soldier Gaius in Marsyas in his camp before Rome, when he renounced vengeance and victory because he could not endure to see a mother's tears. The state of Lycurgus could endure only under the one condition, that the spirit of the people remained quiet. Hence, it could be maintained only if it failed to achieve the highest sole purpose of a state. So anyway, I'd like to welcome Inga Kamp up here, and maybe she would say a couple words, and then I would ask her to recite a couple verses from An die Freude.
He introduced me so nicely, and he's never heard me recite it, but I must tell you, I feel very young right now because it reminds me of my high school years when my teacher would call upon to recite a poem from Schiller, and my classmates would all giggle. So, Annegret, please don't giggle. An die Freude von Friedrich Schiller. Freude schöner Götterfunken, Tochter aus Elysium. Wir betreten feuertrunken, himmlische dein Heiligtum. Deine Zauber binden wieder, was die Mode streng geteilt. Alle Menschen werden Brüder, wo dein sanfter Flügel weilt. Seid umschlungen, Millionen, diesen Kuss der ganzen Welt. Brüder, überm Sternenzelt muss ein lieber Vater wohnen. Dem der große Wurf gelungen, eines Freundes Freund zu sein, wer ein holdes Weib errungen, mische seinen Jubel ein. Ja, wer auch nur eine Seele sein nennt auf dem Erdenrund. Und wer's nie gekonnt, der stehle weinend sich aus diesem Bund. Was den großen Ring bewohnet, huldige der Sympathie, zu den Sternen leitet sie, wo der Unbekannte thronet. Freude trinken alle Wesen an den Brüsten der Natur. Alle Guten, alle Bösen folgen ihrer großen Spur. Küsse gab sie uns und Reben, einen Freund, geprüft im Tod. Wollust ward dem Wurm gegeben, und der Cherub steht vor Gott. Ihr stützt nieder Millionen, ahnst du den Schöpfer Welt? Such ihn über Sternenzelt, über Sternen muss er wohnen. I think that is enough, but it gives
Thank you very much, Inga.
Freude, 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 schöne Götterfunken, Tochter aus Elysium. Wir betreten feuertrunken, himmlische dein Heiligtum. Deine Zauber binden wieder, was die Mode streng geteilt. Alle Menschen werden